I don't know. Should I turn on the other light or the outside is bright enough?
Sure, why not turn on the other light, but pay for it.
Yeah, why not? Okay. We'll set them off at this area here soon. I'll wait. Okay, let's see. There we go. Doing laundry. Okay. Alrighty. Welcome. Hello. I'm first. There you go. There you go, Jim. Brother Jim Landscape. He's first. Yeah, see? That's why I gave that's why I gave you a little bit of a head start there, Jim. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Welcome everybody. It's Mikey Sue's. Oh yeah. Eat your heart out, Kevin. There you go, right? Um everybody, as I said, welcome everybody. This is ChattyBloggerMS, and today is a special day for two reasons. One, we are going to finish out season 4 of Get Smart, our reviews. The last 3 episodes I'm covering today. Then we're going to take some time off for Lent. So we'll be back in about a week or so, a couple weeks. Because we do have a special MOPS project with Crazy Horse and Alice on March 15th, which is going to cover Cats the musical and Cats the play and the movie, and they have some materials for us, so that'll be awesome. And then on March 22nd, we're going to be gone. So actually, that's why I say we're going to take a couple weeks off here and there because we're going to be gone to go visit our friends Adam and Lisa. They're going to have lunch with. We're going to have a nice little get together lunch date, and maybe we'll do something live. So that'd be cool. So, oh look, it's Kevin. Wow. Okay. So Jim says, "Hello, I'm first." And Jim said, "Eat your heart out, Kevin." And Kevin says, "Hey, Jim." And Kevin says, "Hey, Mikey." Tie. Like always. Right. Always a tie. You know that, Jim. Hi, Kevin. And Kevin says, "How you doing, Mikey? How you doing? How you doing, Kevin? How's the family? How's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well today." We just found out our friends Crazy Horse and Alice are going for a power outage. Yeah, we were gonna watch. We were gonna catch up watching the Starfleet Academy episodes 7 and 8 before the great Jonathan Frakes episode that comes out on Thursday. So yeah, but they have a power outage, so we're gonna do that tomorrow, and do the watch party tomorrow for that privately because we're catching up on the episodes ourselves. That way, later on, when I come back, then I can go ahead and do an update on not only 7 and 8, but also 9 and 10, so I can get through the first real season of Starfleet Academy from Star Trek. So yeah, so that's all coming up, folks. Let's see. Jim says hi, Kevin, and yep, Kevin said how you doing, waving everything. It doesn't matter, Jim. Now I'm first on the leaderboard. Kevin says, "Not you, Jim." Just saying. Uh, I don't I don't know how that works, guys. That top fans, I don't know how that works. Honestly, I still haven't figured it out. And I'm like, who cares? I don't eh, that yeah, that doesn't do anything for me. And guess look what I'm wearing, guys. This is my San Francisco Giants short sleeve t-shirt, button t-shirt. And it's because spring training has started down in Arizona. So I'm like, here I am, spring training. Yeah, I actually bought this for a really good price. And I was like, oh, cool. Let's see. Just saying. Okay. LOL. Jim says, whoopee. Kevin's laughing. Kevin, we're going live again After today, we're going live again on March 15th. We're doing that special MOPS project episode. It'll be the last for now until later in the summer. Um, but we're doing that special Cats. We're going over the musical, the play, the movie, all with Crazy Horse and Alice. Yeah, that'll be Sunday, March 15th. That's going to start at 5 p.m. So, yeah, I'm going to post that soon so everybody knows when it's coming. Yeah, I'll let you know, Kevin. Don't worry. I am doing good, Mikey. Cool. My family are doing good, Mikey. Awesome. You're second on the leaderboard, Jim. I'm using up to 50% of my arm. That's right. Come on now, Kevin. Come on now. Poor Jim, with his, you know, this disabled right shoulder. I was trying to point to the right one. Yikes. No, he's hurting. Totally understandable. Yeah. So he's just working with 50% of his body. Well, it happens when you turn 63, or in this case, as you get older. And my dad believe me, my dad, my mom can definitely attest to this, and I know Suzanne can too. Suzanne, um, your bones start to get brittle. You start to decay slowly over time, But whenever you have these falls now, they're worse. The falls get worse. Or like, uh, maybe there was one or two bones I might have broken in a hand. I slapped something really hard, like on my desk here. I was in pain, nerve damage for like, almost over 2 weeks. Yeah, it was pretty painful. Yeah. Not saying that it compares to what Jim's going through right now or what my wife goes through every day with her fibromyalgia, but it was pretty painful. Nerve damage. Yeah. Kevin says, nice. Um, yep, Commodore Jim says, left arm at 100% doing well. Kevin says, okay. Yeah, I know that, Mikey. Yeah, yeah. Very pain. Lots of pain. Whose butt did you slap, Mikey? I didn't slap butt. I was trying to uh I was trying to hit a pest. We got pests in our apartment, you name it, cockroaches, bed bugs, ants, the whole thing. I was trying to crush something and I just hit it wrong on my palm and I damaged some nerves in the hand. So I was like, plus it was with this hand, which has my rings on it, which I still have my wedding rings, both my rings, and that hurt. I mean, and don't forget, I've got, like we said, Suzanne and I both have type 2 diabetes. So whenever we hurt ourselves skin wise, nerves, things, nerve damage, the nerve damage becomes a bit more prominent. Yeah. So it's not a good thing. Kevin says, let me explain. So YouTube Live is an experimental gamified feature that ranks viewers on a real-time leaderboard based on their engagement during a live stream. Yeah. And Jim said, ouch. Yeah, painful. Viewers earn XP by chatting, sending super chats and stickers, or gifting memberships. Top participants may receive special temporary badges next to their names. Well, you know what? Then that's not a shield. That's a badge. Interesting. Okay, so my understanding, and thank you so much, Kevin's theme park, for describing that to us. That helps a lot. Um, so what my understanding is, what I'm seeing right now is badges. These are temporary badges which are given to every uh right? Like Jim. Jim doesn't like to see gray. He likes to have everybody at least have a standard mod, right? Or if they really earned it, a managing mod, right? And I know Jim has a managing mod. Kevin, let's see. Yeah, Kevin, you're also a managing moderator as well. So see, both you and Jim can patrol the chat just as well as my wife does as administrator, and we can just as easily get rid of anybody that's bad to the channel because you guys are caretakers. You're helping us with the channel. Now, standard mods, they can also help, but the standard mods can also display other people's some others of our members, right, our family members in the chat in our group, their links so that people can go there automatically and just say, oh, cool, I can sub this person. or put it down for all notifications, things like that. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. I love that. So this is okay. So actually, that is a badge, if I'm understanding that correctly. But you still have your wrenches, right? So you still have your standard mod wrench or your managing mod wrench. In the case, you two gentlemen are both managing moderators to help Suzanne out, because when she goes under the knife with her knees, she's not going to be able to do a whole lot. So yeah, so that's going to be crazy. Yeah, but that's cool. I'm glad that you guys got that. Okay, before anything happens, and I won't say what, but let's try to get into this real quick. Let's see. Okay, so we have the last three episodes of season 4. These are episodes 24 through 26. And one of them is called Greer Window, which makes fun of Rear Window by Alfred Hitchcock, but it's spelled Greer. And stuck at home due to an injury, Max spies on a neighboring building and sees secret documents disappearing. The chief sends in 99 with Max watching. Okay, that came out Saturday, March 15th, 1969. 7.9 out of 10, so rounded up, it becomes a B grade of 168 people. Then the uh, the next one came out Saturday, March 22nd of 1969, and this got a very high rating. And in fact, it got a B plus, almost an A minus rating from 193 people. Actually, got a B plus, so that's good. It's called The Not So Great Escape Part 1, which is episode 25. And it says agents are disappearing at the airport, and that includes the chief. Max trails them to a POW camp in New Jersey run by Chaos. And then on Saturday, March 29th, 1969, the final uh, episode of season 4, episode 26, Control Agents tunnel out of the Chaos POW camp a la The Great Escape, and that's the Not So Great Escape Part 2, and that also got a very high B plus rating, an 8.3 out of 10 from 179 people. So those were the last three episodes before we go to season 5, which does have 26 episodes to finish out the series back in 1970, and then we will go over the only seven episodes that came out in 1995 when it was the new Get Smart. As I said, it brought back Felden, it brought back Don Adams, but there was no chief, right? Because Platt passed away, unfortunately, in between. And it does have Andy Dick as the son of Max and 99. And then Elaine Hendricks is a surprise blonde hair bombshell as one of the control agents. And it did feature the last remaining episode of the man who's still breathing today, Bernie Coppell, as Siegfried, and from Chaos, and it also brought back King Moody. Well, of course, we lost King Moody, but as Starker. We don't shush here. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So let's go take a look here first at Greer Window. And like I said, Jim and uh, and Kevin, it is so great to see you guys. And Jim says, "Whoopee, yeah, I'm stuck at home. Yuck. Yeah, that sucks, man." Uh, Dick, yeah, his name is Andy Dick. Yeah, the comedian. I think he's still breathing. Yeah, yeah, Dick. Yeah,
It's a horrible last name.
it is a horrible last name. I agree. He says, "Oh my." Yeah, yeah.
Since I'm the great granddaughter of Sherry Dick.
Oh, Sherry Dick. That's true. Yeah, but yours are DYCK, right? Only
D-I-C-K.
or DYCK too?
D-I-C-K.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those. Okay. So Andy Dick is a relative of yours.
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh my. I bet you never knew that, Jim. You are Kevin. But now you know. See? That's why you should pay attention. Watch everything. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the director of this episode was Eddie Ryder. Sounds like Easy Rider. um, Chris Hayward and Arnie Sultan were the writers. And let's see. Usual cast of characters. Okay, Greer was played by Barney Phillips. And if that sounds familiar, you remember the diner scene with the aliens, and Barney Phillips was the guy who ran in that Twilight Zone episode where he ran the store and the diner. Yeah, and we also had I think for these last three, we'll do three. Let's see. So we have Lynn Borden who plays Miss Parker, and then we have Bobby Summers who's a Chaos Agent Spinoza who's uncredited. So we'll look at those three. Okay. Okay, the director of this episode, Eddie Ryder, does have an uncredited cameo as Leo, the television repairman. And of course, the title is a parody of the Alfred Hitchcock film Rear Window in 1954. And the entire scene of 99 searching for something in Greer's office while Max watches from across the street is a parody of a similar scene between James Stewart and Grace Kelly in Rear Window. And a very early Get Smart episode establishes Max's apartment is on his building's first floor. Later episodes, such as The Little Black Book, show the apartment is on the building's second floor. In this episode, Max is able to look out his living room window and spy directly across into an office shown to be on at least the fourth floor of its building. Greer's office is built around the set for the chief's office. Oh, nice. Okay. Remember, no goofs, no quotes. If we do crazy credits, then we'll mention them, but they're not available. We don't have any. Soundtracks, if they are, we do mention them, but we don't see any for this episode. And as we always mention, at least once, the filming locations, interiors for the episodes done most times at Paramount Studios there in Hollywood. So, very cool. All right, so let's look at the three men we mentioned in the cast. So Barney, we did unfortunately lose him in 1982, and Barney Phillips was an American actor of German descent. He was born in 1913 in St. Louis, Missouri, under the name Bernard Philip Offner. His father was Harry Nathan Offner, a salesman employed in the leather industry. His mother was Leona Lonnie Frank, a German immigrant who became a naturalized citizen of the United States. So he was born on October 20th of 1913, and he did die on August 17th, 1982. He was 68 years old. Okay. Now, Barney, as I said, did appear in 4 episodes of the early Twilight Zone from 1960 to 63. In 1960, he was in season 1, episode 19, The Purple Testament, as Captain E.L. Gunther. Okay. Then in season 2, he appeared twice. In 1960, season 2, episode 4, it was called A Thing About Machines, where he played a TV repairman. And in season 2, episode 28, as Haley the bartender, that's what he's well known for from Twilight Zone. Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up in 1961? And we had just recently seen that. And then he played Diamel in season 4 in 63. Season 4, episode 8, it was called Miniature. Nice. All right. And then he was in the movie Ruby Gentry, where he was not only the narrator of the film, but also he played Dr. Saul Manfred, and that was way back in 1952. And yes, he did appear in I Was a Teenage Werewolf in 1957 as Detective Donovan. And then he appeared for 9 episodes as Dr. Mike Golden in that movie which featured Burt Reynolds, the TV series called Dan August. And he did that from 1970 to 1971. 9 episodes of that series. And before he died in 1985, posthumously, he appeared in a movie called Beyond Reason, where he played Dr. Bat. And then in 1982, his final year of life, there was a movie called O'Hara's Wife, where he played a small wino in that. Plus, he appeared in Daniel Boone TV movie. He was in The Dukes of Hazzard. He was in that for 2 episodes, and he was in Lou Grant for 2 episodes. Nice. So that was the mini bio of Barney Phillips. Rest in peace. Yeah, I loved him in Will the Real Martian Please Stand Up? What a great episode. A good early episode of Twilight Zone. It really got you going until the very end. You didn't even know who was real and who wasn't. Okay, now we're looking at Lynn Borden. All right, Lynn Borden, we did lose her unfortunately in 2015. Not only was she an actress, but she was also a stunt actress. So a stunt woman. Very cool. Most famous for her role in the 1972 low budget shocker Frogs in 72, which was a far cry from her role on Hazel in 1961. Lynn Borden rarely garnered large or leading roles. She was originally going to play the lead in 1964's Roustabout, but this did not materialize. She had a memorable role in the action film Dirty Mary Crazy Larry in 1974. She also appeared in Walking Tall with Joe Don Baker in 1973, although small, and starred sporadically in feature films and TV movies. She was born March 24th, 1937. She did die on March 3rd, 2015, at the age of 77. And in Black Mama, White Mama, she was a Matron Densmore in 1973. In Frogs, she played Jenny Crockett in 72. In 73, she was in a movie called Breezy, where she played the overnight date. And in St. Ives in 1976, she was the party girl. And her last performance was a posthumous appearance in one episode, 2018 of Heartland, which was a TV series, and it was season 11, episode 16, called "A Place to Call Home," where she had already shot her scenes for Ruby, as Ruby, for that one episode, and then her actual uh, last appearance before Heartland posthumous was CSI New York, the one that featured David Caruso of the CSI franchise. And in that, she was an elderly woman with a dog in 2006. And that was season 3, episode 2, called Not What It Looks Like in 2006. Very cool. Well, that was the mini bio of Lynn Borden. And now we'll take one last look at Bobby Summers as Agent Spinoza from Chaos. And Bobby was in Get Smart temporarily out of control. And we did lose Bobby in 1982. Not only was he an actor, but he did work as a stuntman and he also worked in additional crew. Bobby's father, Jack T. Shorty Summers, worked for Thomas Insay Studios after serving in the armed forces as a corporal in the U.S. Army. Thank you for your service. He worked in props and wardrobe and eventually became Thomas Insay driver. Bobby's mother, Alice, was a Max Sennett bathing beauty. They had 2 sons, Jack and Bobby. His mother and father enrolled Bobby in Meglin Kitty's dance studio when he was very young. That got him small parts in some MGM musicals, like The Gaines All Here, where he danced the polka next to Alice Faye, among other musicals. So he was born October 9th, 1932, but he died on July 4th, 1982. So a few months short of his 50th birthday. So he was only 49. And he's known not only for all the MGM musicals, but one that he stood out was a short called Waldo's Last Stand, where he played Foradora Dancer. That was way back in 1940. And the last things he worked in was stunts for the original Hawaii Five-O from 76 to 79. He worked on 18 episodes and he's uncredited with doing those stunts. So, yeah. And he also worked in Gunsmoke as well. So, cool. Yep. So, 1982, Bobby Summers. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. That was Bobby. All right. So, let's get to the next episode as we go back here. All right. And so, here's the first of 2 parts, The Not So Great Escape. And Don Adams directed. The writers were Arnie Sultan and Chris Hayward, as always. And let's see. Yeah. Nope, but I do now. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So, of course, the usual cast. All right. King Moody came back as Starker. And, of course, Bernie Kopell as Siegfried. And let's see. Yeah, looks like we got three more. Robert Carvella says Larrabee. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll just take a look at three of them. There are four, but we'll just look at three real quick. Kathy Brown, who plays a girl in it, Johnny Hamer, who's Nova, and John S. Reagan, who plays Kendall as John Reagan. Cool. All right, so let's take a look at the trivia for this first part. Then in the second part, if Henderson comes back, we'll go ahead and go over Henderson. Yeah, I'm going to try to do at least up to three people. If there's only a few, up to two. If there's only one, then there's one. So, the elderly prisoner who Max calls Old Timer is actually William Yarmy, the father of Don Adams. Awesome. Jaime the robot, Dick Gautier, was supposed to appear in this episode, but Gautier was unavailable, so his part was deleted. The staff car Smart arrives in is the same one used in many Hogan's Heroes episodes. It was usually transporting General Burkhalter, played by Leon Askin. During the fight scene at the airport, the stunt doubles for Don Adams and his opponent are clearly visible in all but the close shots. And the title, of course, is from the movie The Great Escape in 1963. Okay. And let's see. No crazy credits and no soundtrack, and the filming and production, of course, of Paramount. Okay, so let's take a look then at those three, Kathy Brown, because we already covered King Moody and also Bernie Kopell, who I found out is still alive. So I was like, wow. Okay, Kathy Brown, we did lose her in 2003. She was in a movie called Man's Favorite Sport in 1964. It has a question mark. Should have answered it that way. Actress, writer, and producer. She was born Jacqueline Sue Brown on September 19th, 1930. How cute, another September baby. In San Luis Obispo, California. She got her break in TV after appearing in a Los Angeles production of Tennessee Williams' play Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, making her TV debut in 1957 in The Grey Ghost, The Sheriff of Cochise in 56, and Gunsmoke in 55. The following year, she made her movie debut in the B movie Murder by Contract in 1958, but it was mostly television. That was her métier. Uh, like her career. She made numerous guest appearances on a lot of shows. So yeah, born September 1930, she died April 8th, 2003 at the age of 72. She did appear as Deela in the original Star Trek, Season 3, Episode 11, Wink of an Eye. That was her. And let's see. In Man's Favorite Sport, in 1964, she plays Marcia. In 1974, she appeared for one episode in Police Story, season 1, episode 15, called The Ripper as Sheila. And then she did appear in Kane's 100, another TV series from 1962. For one episode, she played Connie Agnew, and the episode was season 1, episode 20, called Blood Money. Alrighty. And according to the IMDb background info, the very last appearance she made was as Mary Ann Walker in the Love Boat TV series back in 1980. And she was in season 4, episode 2, and episode 3, which consisted of The Family Plan, The Promoter, Made the Best Man Win, and Forever Engaged, and so on. So that was her last two appearances. And she was in a TV movie called The Unalived's Wife. It's that, 7-letter S word I don't like to say. But she played Joan Davies in that. And she did appear for one episode. I'll mention this real quick. In Fantasy Island. The plane! The plane! In season 2, episode 24, she was Helena Stewart in a combination episode called Bowling and Command Performance. So that was the mini bio of Kathy Brown. Very cool. Yeah, I knew I'd recognize her from TOS. That's cool. Okay, And then, let's see. She was a speedy woman that fell in love with Kirk. High speed, you know. Okay, John S. Reagan played Kendall in this episode, and we did lose John in 2013. He did appear in the TV series with Jack Klugman, Quincy Medical Examiner, from 76 to 83. He was born May 5th, 1929, in Newark, New Jersey, and he's known for Earthquake movie in 1974. Like I said, Quincy ME, and The Parallax View in 1974. What a great film. He was married to Frances A. Rasmussen. He died on April 14th, 2013, in Los Angeles at the age of 83. Okay, in Earthquake, he was the chief inspector in 74. In The Parallax View, he was Buster Hyman. In Quincy Medical Examiner, he was Dr. Robert Aston for 148 episodes from 76 to 83. And in the TV series Emerald Point Naval Air Station, or NAS, in 1983, he did appear in one episode as Admiral Lovell. And in that, it was from season 1, episode 10, called episode number 1-10. There you go. Alrighty. And he did appear before he died in Star Trek The Next Generation. He was Dr. Christopher in that series, and the episode was from season 6, episode 22, called Suspicions. Dr. Christopher. Nice. That's cool. You had some Star Trek veterans here. So, John S. Reagan. Rest in peace. Okay. And now we have the final episode for season 4, The Not So Great Escape Part 2. And again, Don Adams did direct both parts, both episodes, and Chris Hayward and Arnie Sultan helped him. And this time we will go over two more actors. One that reappeared, Henderson, played by Robert Buckingham, who was uncredited. And like I said, Starker and Siegfried, respectively, King Moody and Bernie Kopell came back, of course. And there was a guy named Victor Bozeman who played Penwick. I don't see a picture for him. So I don't usually do those people if I don't see pictures. Sometimes I will, but it depends on the situation. And one of the prisoners is played by John C. Flynn III. So we're going to, as a control prisoner. So we're going to look at him, and we'll look at Robert Buckingham as Henderson. Okay. So let's see here. Let's look at the trivia. Okay. This is the last episode that was ever shown on NBC for the Get Smart series. And like I said, Jaime the Robot, played by Dick Gautier, was supposed to appear in the episode, but he was unavailable at the time, so his part was deleted. The final scene ends with a traditional fade out, not the jigsaw transition customary in the fourth season. And of course, they took the title from the movie The Great Escape, which featured Paul Newman in 1963. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, and once again, there was no soundtrack, no crazy credit, and the filming, of course, all done in Paramount. There you go. Okay, so let's take a look at the last two actors we haven't seen from the two-parter here. Okay, so we'll look at John C. Flynn the third. And John C. Flynn III is still alive today. He's a cinematographer. Also, he worked in camera and electrical department and a director. And he was born on December 28th, 1944, in Los Angeles, California. So as of this date, he is officially 81 years of age. And he is a cinematographer and director known for Babylon 5 series in 1993, Jake and the Fat Man, which was a great one, which featured Conrad again, who was also in Ironside. And then Magnum P.I. in 1980, which featured the great Tom Selleck. And so he's 81. And he's been nominated for seven Primetime Emmys. John C. Flynn III. He spells it Flinn. Okay. He was a cinematographer in Babylon 5 from 1994 to 1998 for 102 episodes in that series. in Jake and the Fat Man. From 1989 to 1992, as a cinematographer, he worked for 75 episodes. He did the same job for Magnum PI from 1985 to 88 for 56 episodes. And in 1990, in the movie or TV movie called The Operation, he was cinematographer in that. The last thing so far that we see he worked on was called Jane the Virgin, a TV series. He ran that in 2015 for 7 episodes. And on CSI New York, as director of photography, again, as I said, that featured David Caruso in the CSI franchises and their different spin offs. From 2010 to 2012, he worked on 6 episodes of that. So that is the mini bio of John C. Flynn. And good thing he's still breathing. Cool. All right. Excuse me. And last but not least, Robert Buckingham, who is uncredited for playing the role of Henderson in this 2-part episode. And Buckingham is still alive. Yay. He's an actor. He's worked in casting department. He's also been worked with additional crew. He was born August 12th, 1934. So currently, as of this date, he's 91 years of age. Cool. Like many in his generation, Bob Buckingham grew up idolizing the stars of the silver screen and yearning for a career in the entertainment business, and he moved to California to chase his dream, which would lead to a 7-decade career that continues into the 2020s. Okay, he briefly appeared in The Hunt for Red October, which featured Sir Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin as Admiral, playing Jack Ryan, as Admiral Number 2 in a briefing. In 1941, of course, which featured the late John Belushi, he worked on the casting department of that movie in 1979. In The Nick of Time in 1995, that's a great movie, he was the illegal security access carrier in that. And then in 1992, one of the remakes of Dracula, he played a husband in that. And then uh, the last thing that he currently worked on back in 2009 to 2012 was The Mentalist TV series. He was the CBI office agent, but he was uncredited, and he did that for 57 episodes. He also worked on Shatner's Boston Legal. He was a courtroom spectator, uncredited in that in 2004, which was season 1, episode 4, called Change of Course. But he also worked on Poseidon, which was the remake of Poseidon Adventure, as a ship passenger, Benchwarmers, movie where he was a baseball game spectator and a Pizza Hut patron, and Fun with Dick and Jane, where he worked as the Grand Cayman bank clerk. And that was all in 2005, 6, and 2006. Very cool. And Ally McBeal. He even appeared in that as an uncredited lawyer back in 1998. So that is Robert Buckingham. Still alive, like I said, at 91 years of age. That is so cool. Okay. Alrighty. So next time we join you folks in about another couple weeks, probably, you know what, if I can do it, I'll probably wait till about 1st of April or middle of March after we visit our friends Adam and Lisa. Uh, we could start season 5, episode 1, that's called Pheasant Under Glass. And we'll get back to doing just 2 episodes each week, Mondays and Tuesdays. Uh, Sometimes Sundays, depends on the day. And then Iron Hand, which is in the 2nd episode for season 5, the final series episode, or the final the final season of the original Get Smart. Okay, cool. So that is everything there. Alrighty. And hello, Larry. I hope you've been listening and watching. Thank you, sir. Uh, Larry says, "Hey, my brother, just want to let you know I will be no longer doing any live, maybe once a month, but I will not be doing panels anymore as well. Love you." Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Larry. Um, Really sorry to hear that. Jim says, "Hi, brother Larry. Hey, Larry. Be yourself." From Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Jim. Larry says, "I cannot sit all day and do live anymore. Am I'm an adventurer. I like going outdoors, so that's the way things are going to be." I get you, sir. I do. Uh, yeah. Jim says, "Yeah, I'm sitting all day due to my uh, right area being dislocated, right arm." Yeah. Larry says, "Yeah, I've heard about that. I'm so sorry, Jim. I've had 4 surgeries on my right shoulder, so I don't understand them, but it will not keep me down. I'll be out and about doing my adventures. Life is short to stay inside." Yep, you're right. No, and I agree with you. And I agree with you, Larry. And like I said, in a few weeks, 3 weeks from yesterday, yeah, we're gonna go out. We usually wait till the end of the month to go out, which is our comfort zone because we like to go out and, have a nice bite to eat in the morning, have a little break at lunchtime, and then go see a good movie. Um, but this month we're making a special exception because we're going to go meet Adam of Hidden Jackpots in person, along with his new partner Lisa. We know Lisa very well. We've been with her a few times. She's a very wonderful lady, very well spoken, and her and Adam, they look to be a great couple. So yeah, we're going to meet them, and hopefully, maybe we'll do a live. Maybe we'll just show live briefly and go, "Hey, this is Mikey. This is Suzanne from ChattyBloggerMS, and here is Adam and Lisa from Adam and Lisa Explore." Yeah, we can do something like that. Yeah, but being in the house almost 360 days out of the year, Mike, for me, would be like almost being in prison, to be honest with you, because there's so much to explore and see, and it's healthy. Yes, sir, it is. And because you're in Arizona, there's a lot to see. There's a lot of things that you probably hit, you're a native, because I know you said. But I mean, there are a lot of things that come on. I lived there for 46 years with you, bud. I was there for 46 years from the beginning, 1971 up to 2017. So and even when I had Suzanne with me for over a year before we moved permanently here, we didn't get to see everything. I didn't get to, we never got a chance to go to a lot of places I wanted to take her to see. And she reminded me, unfortunately, and I was like, "Yeah, I know." But I mean, with our situation, we moved here. But I can say that for the time that we've been here, we have been able to get out every once in a while and see the sights and do things. We've been to downtown, we've done all that. We've been to another side of town we're not supposed to be at because it's a crime ridden area, but we got there. We've ridden all these subways too, and the light rail. And the light rail. There is 5 different, six different ways of transit you can get all around the GTA. And we've been on them all. So yeah, we take adventures. We do. Uh let's see. Yeah, it's not only Arizona, Mike, right? There's all surrounding states in the whole USA, and I'm sure in your area in Toronto. Yes, sir. Well, we've been to Niagara Falls 3 times. The only reason we'll go back is because if mom and dad go across the pond, as it were, over there in Niagara Falls, New York, we'll go see them if they go there. But they can't come to Canada because of dad's medical conditions. You know this, Larry. I told you this before. He can't be there. He can't be here. The only person that came was able to come. Well, Janet, because Janet works for the U.S. government, or she did. I don't know what she's doing now, but yeah. But because she did that, she has free reign. She can go back and forth between countries. So that's Janet, Phillips, wife. She's the only one we've seen so far. Nobody else has come here. Mm-mm. Nope. Not in the 8 years we've been here. That's pretty sad. One family member. That's it. One in 8 years. That's really sad. Because, if you really wanted to see us, you would make the effort to be here to see us. Now, does that mean should we make an effort and go down to the United States to see everybody? Sure, if we could, but we can't because we live on limited income right now. And I've been trying for the last 5 years to become a citizen of this country, and still the red tape. But of course, if Trump has his way, he'll make it the 51st state, and then of course I won't even have to worry about it, will I? So, you know. But I don't want this to get political, but that is where it ends up anyway. Yeah, videotape when you go places. Let people see what you're seeing. Let people see what you enjoy. I will. Yeah. Well, we have video in our telephones, in our phones, Larry. So if we need to, we will go ahead and videotape, or I mean, shoot video of where we're at. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we've taken some video pictures before and stuff. Yeah, all that early stuff we did here, going down to the parks and everything. Yeah, we did, sir. Don't worry about that. Um, yeah, also to let you know, Mike, it doesn't cost anything just to explore different areas. Yeah, just use your phone video, edit, upload. Yes, sir. I know. Suzanne knows how to use that, and I'm learning. So yeah. Well, we will. Don't worry about that, Larry. Hey, I want Adam and Lisa to meet you guys down in the States, and I know they can. So we'll remind them. We'll say, hey, go see Larry. Go see Diane, his wife. Go see Ronnie's World. Yeah, sure. Is there a reason why you don't want to upload other videos besides what you're doing now? Well, let me tell you honestly, the drama, the things that are going on right now is why I'm being very selective. Yeah, you have video in your phone? Wow. Who invented that? You're cute. You're cute, Jim. Um, no, Larry, it's all about this drama. I've been planning things for the last few years to shoot, live streams and stuff, but I'm really having difficulty because of all the animosity, because of the drama that's going on, or what we call the days of the internet lives, that thing. So, what does trauma have to do? It's not trauma, it's drama. Drama. Drama, not trauma. Drama. Yeah. Drama. Yeah. Aha. Larry, you just retracted yourself. I saw that though. That's okay though. Don't worry about it, brother. You're fine. You're fine. LOL, Jim from Kevin. Um, yeah, Mike, what does drama have to do with going out, video, different locations, and stuff like that? I don't understand it. Well, Larry, it's honey. How can I explain to Larry why we don't go out as often? To shoot stuff. Why not? Because we live in a bad we live in a worse area than you do, Larry. Okay? That is one reason too. I don't want to go into all of it. Believe me, I don't. Okay? All I'm letting you know is we have reasons for why we're doing things like this. Okay? Don't forget, Suzanne's got to undergo her surgery soon, and she has to have both knees operated on. When that happens to her and she can't get around, I have to do more. I have to walk out more and do stuff. But that's normal stuff for our family. That's hold on for just a second. Anyway, sorry about that. I had to ask a question to answer a question from Suzanne. Okay, so let's see. LOL Jim, Kevin's laughing. Okay, so Larry says, okay, so when you go to a movie theater, can't you just videotape either yourself or Suzanne saying, we're here to watch a new movie, what have you? We just don't. Larry, you're a different breed of animal, my brother. You are the one that loves to do this. That's why you have Be Yourself Adventures. That's why you'll succeed better than us. We're not looking for success like that. We're not looking for monetization. We're not looking for any of that. We're just looking to provide a good channel, kind channel, being out there for some people, that love to be a part of us. That's all.
Can
Yeah.
I add something?
Go ahead, honey.
We don't have the proper equipment.
True. Thank you, babe. Yeah, we don't have the proper equipment. We can't afford it. We're limited budget, Larry. You have all the equipment you need in the world. We don't. Okay. Plus, we're not very extroverted people. We don't always go out. We're very introverted. We had a phone that was stolen, and they almost brought down all of our channels and everything. We had someone who tried to hurt us, tried to run over my wife, tried to hurt me a few times. It's not safe here, sir, when we're out all the time. It's not safe. That's why we limit our outside activities to a few days a month. But we still get our exercise. Did you know the other day we had both our elevators die and we took our walkers and walked all the way down 13 floors? 13 floors, carrying a walker, moving a walker, going downstairs, a stairwell, because there was no working elevator, no emergency services, Larry. I rest my case. Okay? That is why you are where you are, brother. That is where we are. Now, if you want to move up here and be with us and everything, help us out, and if you want to do other things and we'll take care of you as well and the family, then do it. But otherwise, please, we're just trying to live our lives, and you're living your lives the way you should. And I don't fault you for that at all, Larry. I'm glad. I know what you've gone through. Dad went through the same thing. You and Dad share the same exact thing. And Suzanne and I went through it too. So everybody gets heart attacks. Everybody goes through things. They do. But it's how you live. And I love you, baby. Yeah. Yeah. No worries, Mikey from Kevin. Mike, it's not about putting you down or do anything yet, because I love you. I know you need to start if you can. I'm going to, Larry. Give me the equipment. Send me money. Okay. Like I said, I'm not looking for monetization. You want to start giving me more so I can do more? Then send us stuff. I love you. I know it's hard for you to stand. I get it. Yeah. You need to start if you can. This is my opinion to start showing people more of you saying going to a movie theater. I get it. You have everything you need, Mike. You have a phone with a video. You have a computer. That's all you need. No, there's a lot more equipment required,
We
sir.
need something for a camera to put it on the thing. We don't have a camera.
Right. We don't have a way of putting something on a stick and just going, ooh, look at me. We're not Adam the Woo dude. Okay. Rest in peace. Yeah, we're not Adam the Woo. We can't just say, shall we? And all that. No, we can't do that. But Larry, you can. You can. You for all of us in the family, okay, in our immediate family, you can do that. You can continue the legacy that he started, that other people try to do but can't really succeed at. You do that. That is you, Larry. That's not us. That's not us. We're different. You are different. And that is what you should do. Okay? You should do that. Yeah, I know, Larry. It says it doesn't take money, Mike, to go videotape while you're going to a movie. I know. Larry, I know, but we're just not into that. We're not really into that at all. Who knows? I mean, when we go visit, Lisa and Adam, we may just go ahead and have a nice little lunch together, the four of us, and maybe not shoot anything at all. And that's fine. Okay, we're just trying to live normal lives, sir. It's really difficult. It is, and I know it's even more difficult for you and for Jim and his situation. Kevin, I know it's hard for you guys down there in Cali. Situations like that, we're all going through it, my friend. Everything, my brother. Yeah. Hey, Suzanne, trim that white beard. Jim just told you to trim my white beard. No, she likes it the way it is for now, there, Jim. I know, I know. Yeah, no, there's not, Mike. I've been doing this a long time. Yes, you have. Yes, Larry, you have. That first one, the one long time ago, even before there was YouTube and StreamYard, what the thing you shot with James, that's awesome. Where you were at the caverns and everything, that's awesome. I know, but that is you, Larry. That is what you like to do. We're a different breed of animal, my brother. You love us for who we are. I love you. Suzanne loves you, loves Diane, loves Ronnie, everybody for who they are. Just for who they are. We don't have to be special. We don't have to go out there and film everything. We're not that way. We're not built that way. I'm not built that way. Ever since I moved here, I've wanted to relax. I wanted to be calmer. Because if I had stayed back in Arizona, I would have died, brother. I would have died. And guess who saved my life? This girl, right over there, saved my life. So, will I go back for anything like that? No. Mm-mm. I will not go back into that lifestyle. I will not go back into the stress, everything I did, working two jobs, everything else that was going on. Mom and dad constantly keeping on me, going, keep working. What is that? Where do you live? Driving it. I don't want to hear that anymore. It's bullshit. Okay? Everything is. I love my family, but I do not like it when people are continuously badgering me over my life choices. Why? Why are you doing that to me? That's not right. I'm living the way I want to live my life. I'm living it with this beautiful lady. I have two cats. I am happy with that. I am totally happy with that. So I'm just saying, Larry, okay? I'm not mad at you or anything. I'm just saying. Uh, wow. Larry is really talking to me here. Let's see. Where am I at? Okay. Larry said, if I just had a camera and only a computer, I would do it. And you have a camera and a computer, that's all you need. But that's you, Larry. That's what you do. I don't. I don't do that. We don't have a camera that hooks up to our laptop. Suzanne just said. And Kevin says hello to you. Hey, Moon Pie is Deja Vu's mom. And so your phone does not hook up to your computer. Don't you have it wirelessly where you can send information from your phone to your computer, Suzanne? Larry, please. I understand what you want to do for my channel, our channel, and I understand what your purpose is. But Larry, we don't live that the way you do. Okay? We don't. We live differently. Life here in Canada is much different than life down there in Arizona. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's just the way we are. Okay? I'm sorry. Uh, Moon Pie says hello to Kevin. Larry says it is relaxing when you go out and do things, Mike. I'm just saying, when you go out to dinner, just go to the movie. Let people say, you know what this is. Us, we're enjoying lives. I tell them that when we get back home. I tell them we went somewhere and we're enjoying our lives. I tell them that way. That's a lot of personal information sometimes, and you don't want to really tell people that. But I just tell them where we went. I don't tell them our actual phone number or any other real personal sensitive information like that. Would never say that. you know I did learn some things from dad. Dad taught me a lot about computer safety and other things like that, so I do try to learn, I believe it or not. So okay, so it is relaxed when you go out and do things, Mike. I'm just saying, when you go out to dinner, just in the movie, let people say, you know what, this is us. We're enjoying lives. But if you just want to do what you're doing, that's fine. I'm just giving you suggestions, Mike, because other people would love to see other adventures. It's true. It's true, and I like the way we're living, and I do appreciate your input. You know that, brother. I do. Absolutely, I do. You We've known each other for a very long time, brother. We love each other very much. We know we share our families. We share everything. So yes, I get what you're saying. I do. Yeah. uh yeah, so Suzanne says the phone I had that could hook up to our laptop was stolen, and now we have a very cheap flip phone. And Larry says, I like to be able to see other things that you're doing, just to be honest with you. It's fine, Larry. We're gonna work on that. This channel's only been existing for like the last few months. You remember what happened? I lost Mikey Seuss 4. We had a lot more on that one. That was 8 years of progress I had on Mikey Seuss 4, and that thing died because we had a Middle Eastern terrorist, thank you very much, who was homeless and stole from us. So, and almost ruined us. So, yeah. I like to be able to see your channel grow, Mike. That's all. Yeah. And Suzanne says, I end up buying a ZTE symbol 2 for a cell phone, and it is crap. Yeah. Uh, Larry says, Mike, I'm not saying that you have seen what I've done shorts on my video. I'm at a movie theater and talk about the movie. Yeah, which is fine. That's fine. I like talking about it afterwards because I have good retention of memory, and I try to remember what I saw and then just tell people without spoiling the film. That's what I do. This is our channel, Larry. I love that you accept it, and I love that you enjoy what we do, but we don't need to do much more. Ours is a simple channel. Yours is more adventures. Yours is more that goes out, and we love seeing that. I love seeing you doing that, despite what you've already gone through. Oh my God, dude, what you've gone through in the last few years, I would wish on my worst enemies, including that fucker, excuse me, that frigger bastard over in New Zealand or that idiot over down there in New Jersey. I would never wish that on anybody at what you went through, anything. So believe it, dude. I'm totally there for you. Commodore says you can get a cheap camera and stick to film. True, but I don't want to right now. Uh, Larry says I agree with you, Jim, 100%. That's true, Jim, from Kevin. Uh, Suzanne says when we get the chance, we will get better cams so we can go live everywhere. Yeah, when we get the chance, we just need to, we just need to work more on stuff. Suzanne, thank you. Larry says, I truly appreciate that because I'm just trying to let Mike know if you go see a movie, do a quick short when you get a better camera. Just be yourself. We'll be ourselves. It is the way we can be. Commodore says, I put camera on back of my trailer to see morons behind me. Well, there you go. That's what you do. That's what you do there, Jim. Every channel, here's one thing I want to say before we finish today. Every channel is unique and every channel is special. They have their own little niche. Every channel does. Now, some people believe in violence. People believe that, like the Karens things, these cop shows like to show Karens that are idiots or Kens or whatever, and they go after them with full force, or the people that start to run away from cops and end up in tragic death. And I've seen a lot of death, channels too lately, which is really insane. Conspiracy theories, things like that. But like I said, every YouTube channel is unique. If I've learned anything in the last 20 years that I've been a creator, you know, working with this beautiful lady here for all three channels I've worked on, it's that everybody is special. They're unique channels, but there are ones that cause lots of controversy, lots of violence, lots of death, lots of other things, which should not ever be seen by children under 13 or any kids at all, right? They should not have exposure to this. But we live in that kind of society, which doesn't hold back anything. No holds barred, no filters. But then that's why YouTube, among other forms of social media, want to block you at every, you know, bit in turn because they don't want you exposed to it, or they just don't want to reveal what's hidden underneath. Mm-hmm. And there again, you'll get back into conspiracies about Illuminati, all this other stuff. See, and people don't want to hear that, right? Most people just want to stay ignorant, but I don't want to be. And if you're woke, well, I can't help you. It's a form of the way you're woke, you know. Um, but what I would wish would happen is that people wake up to what is going on behind the scenes, the things that are hidden agendas. That's what I want for people to see and to hear about. And if I come across anything like that, I'll tell it right here. I'll say something. Now, does that mean maybe one day I'll get the cops from Toronto, RCMP or whatever going, I'll put you in jail, Well, that's why we say leave everything in God's hands. That's why Suzanne says that. We do. And we've been good. We've been good for a while. So, yeah. Larry says, Jim, I'm proud of you going out there and showing your surroundings. It's just fun for me. Oh, it's just fun because for me, I just can't sit 24 hours to live. Right. Okay, Larry, you're welcome. Suzanne said, I hear you, brother Larry, for Jim. And Jim, I appreciate it, my brother. Yes, I appreciate Larry that you're here, that Jim's here, that Kevin's here, that my beautiful wife Suzanne is helping out in the chat too, talking to you guys and letting you know our situation up here. And I love doing this. Like I said, I've done with this beautiful woman already for this third channel. Today is the 100th video. The 100th video. We only started this less than 2 months ago, and we already have 100 videos downloaded, and they're all there for everyone to see, for all the different shows I talk about, for the few live streams I do. I do. I said that I do accomplish. When all that's said and done, at the end of the day, I look back on it and I go, cool. And yes, there is more I could do, with this channel, me and Suzanne. There is more we can do, and we will. When we get a chance, we will do it. Yeah, we're not gonna, there's a lot of things we want to do together. There's a lot of suggestions she made for me, which I'm keeping up in my brain, up in here, and written down, so we know what else we can do. So yeah, it's fun. Larry says, okay, speaking hypothetical, Mike, if you were in Arizona, would you be doing what you're doing right now? No, to be honest, hypothetically, I would be outside, but then I'd be working. I'd still be working. So really, I couldn't do a whole lot of stuff, even on my off days. Well, yeah, I wouldn't be going to a bar anymore. I mean, I was a notorious alcoholic, so yeah, I wouldn't be going to a bar because this baby, love that I have got me off that. Proudly, you know, uh, 11 years ago. I've been cold sober ever since. So sure, yeah, if I was in Arizona, the only thing I would worry about, like I said, I am a mesophobic. I am afraid of bees. I'm afraid of wasps. I'm afraid of hornets. I'm afraid of anything that can sting and kill me because I am allergic. And so is she. So if we got stung, EpiPen better be right there or we die. Okay? That is our other condition. I'm just throwing it out there to you. It's what exactly happens. So yeah, it'd be difficult for me. Sure, I'd get out, but I'd have to watch over my shoulder constantly every single day for a killer bee to come over, sting me, maybe not hurt me initially, but then the whole swarm. I'd be living in fear, and I have not been able to resolve it. In all the years since I was 7 years old when I first got stung and was rushed to a hospital. No, not a hospital, a clinic, not a hospital. 20 miles away from where I was staying in a campsite with my parents, and they had to rush me to a clinic by ambulance. Larry, that is what I face. I cannot go outside and worry, and I'm going to have to. Okay, when it gets closer to spring and summer here, and she's incapacitated and can't move, I'm going to have to go out there by myself. I'm definitely afraid of that. I got to tell you. And yes, I know it's hard to live in fear. Yeah, right. And no, not Arizona twice. I know what you're saying, sir. I'm not saying move back to Arizona. I just said if you were here, couldn't you do the same living arrangements as you're doing in Canada? No, no. I told you when I was living in an apartment by myself. That apartment right now is over $2,000 a month. It was less than that. Okay, they changed our mind. The minute they raised the lease and the rent on the place that Suzanne and I were sharing before we moved back up here. No, I could never go back to live in Arizona anywhere. There's no place. There's no place to live. And besides that, the place we live in here, we pay less than 150 a month for everything included. Yeah, it's a small little apartment. It's a bachelor pad apartment, and we have one big bed, and we have our our living room, our kitchen, bedroom. The bathroom is over there. We have two. We have one behind me, a walk-in closet, which is one extra space, and then we have another stand-up closet. And in all this, we pay, like I said, less than 150 Canadian dollars a month. Now you figured that out in Arizona or US dollars. And you will see that we live in a better situation in a smaller space, but we have two cats too we share. And I mean, we're in a better place. So I'm just saying. 100 videos. Yeah, that's great. I got 1,600 videos. Congratulations, Jim, because you're able to do more. Ohio is a great place. You're able to do a lot more than what we do here. Yeah, we're kind of limited. Yeah, yellow jackets love my yellow shirts. Yeah, right. Larry says Arizona has Section 8 where you can pretty much live like you are up in Canada. You just have to get approved. I won't be able to get approval, Larry. So that eliminates your argument right there. There will be no way that they're going to approve me right now. And the only reason, as I said, because I've been fighting to get citizenship. I'm trying for dual citizenship, okay, Larry? That's the other thing I'm trying for as well, for other reasons, but I'm trying for that. But as soon as I can get that on the table, as soon as the red tape stops, I can get in that, and then I'll become a dual citizen of both countries. I still have a legitimate ID, for the United States. I can drive around. I can do anything I want down there, at least until I turn 65, which is still 5 years away. So, I mean, I got plenty of time, my friend. Plenty of time. Um, Larry said, but you said what you're living in right now is maybe 300 or 400 feet at the most. It is, but it's affordable. I'm talking affordability, Larry. It's not the best place to live in, but it is cheaper than anything around the city that we live in right now in Toronto area or Scarborough, and it's much cheaper than anything I'd be living in down in Phoenix or in Scottsdale or Mesa or Tempe, any of those places. This is the right place for us. This is where we belong. Whether the family likes that or not, I'm just saying we have four walls, we have two cats, we have a roof over our heads, we live high enough up so we don't have to deal with a lot of noise, things like that. The only problem is we got people in this building who act like they're dying and go, I'm bored. I better smoke some more weed. Oh, I better set off that alarm, and everything else. And they break our elevators. How are we supposed to get out of here with elevators that don't work, Larry? We have tough situations here too. We have stuff that we have to go through every single day just to keep sanity. That's why I like being here because I can talk. I can talk to people in this form of media to be able to express to them, hey, Canada's not everything it's supposed to be. Okay? There's good parts, but then there are really bad parts, okay, of this country. And if you want to try to take it over, good luck. I don't think Trump's going to make it 51. He's not in his lifetime. Maybe somebody else will after him, but I don't think he's going to be able to pull it out. But hey, that's just me. But if you're in a better place, look at the location. You keep talking about how bad it is. If we were in a better place, Larry, we're not rich people. We don't have money. Okay, we live on a limited budget each month. We do enough that we can afford to keep to keep internet, to keep a phone, you know, one or two phones at most working, and we like where we are. We just like where we are, sir. It's how we are. Um, okay, Jim says mowing video. Okay. Larry says, but you seem concerned when you go out and about because it's such a sketchy area. Well, yeah, rightfully so. I'd rather be. I told you, Larry. I was forced into early retirement. Suzanne was forced into it earlier before me. So this is where we're at right now. Suzanne and I are happy where we are. We're happy we're able to go out once, maybe twice a month when we can. When she has her surgeries, like she's going to have on the knees, I'll have to go out more. And I'm ready for that. I am. But it's going to be difficult. Can't lie to you about that. So I'm just, and I won't. I never lie to my brothers or my sisters, anybody I really care for the most. So, just saying. Uh, Kevin says, nice, Jim. Kevin, thumbs up. Larry says, see, my thing is safety comes first, always, especially for my family. And when your phone stolen, that's concerning. Yeah, it is. It is. As I said, you know, I have one emergency phone which does have your number on it, mom and dad's number, our immediate family that we care about. If something happens, they can call me on that emergency phone. That's not an issue. And we still have free long distance, so we can call them back. We can even call you on that. But I also realize that Facebook has phone service which is totally free, and I can see you face to face, or in the case sometimes we don't, but that's fine. I can call you on Facebook first and usually reach you. And that's how I reach some of my other friends too. So it's not an issue, Larry. The issue is, do you want us to move back in a situation we were really stuck and could die in, or something that's a little less sketchy, a little less dangerous, but no more dangerous than where we've been before, and live? And that's what we're doing. This for us is living. This is what we do right now. We enjoy what we do. This is all about what we do. And we want to give the best possible content to people we can. We're not there for monetization. We never were in the beginning, never have been. It's just about what we do. We're different. Like I said, every YouTube channel has its own niche, its own uh, atmosphere, its own adjustment. It does everything. Everybody does different things. And Larry, yours is all about adventures, and that is how you will succeed. You will continue the legacy of people like Adam the Woo and others that have been out there and doing self work and everything. That's what you do. That is about you, Larry. You're the one that wants to do this. Then do it. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about me or Suzanne. We're fine. Excuse me. We're fine where we're at. But just worry about yourself. Be yourself. That's what you say. We'll be ourselves. You'll be yourself. That's what we do. Yeah. And Kevin said, I did watch your short video, Jim. And thanks, Kevin. I was taking a break and made that video. Kevin says, okay, Jim. Larry says, oh, no, I don't want you to have to move back. I want you to live for somewhere. That's not a sketchy. That's not a sketchy and more safety for your lives. Yeah, I see what you said, Larry. Mine is about living, having other people see things that they don't get to see in their lifetime. Correct. That's correct. And you, like I said, Larry, I'm guaranteeing you, my brother, that you're going to be a lot more popular than Adam the Woo. And when you do eventually leave this mortal coil and move on to heaven to be with God, you're going to be remembered. And I'll make damn sure you'll be remembered. At least from me, from our perspective, for me and Suzanne. We'll make sure you're remembered when you do leave, brother. So know that. You'll be known for a lot of things. Kindness, gentleness, affordability, to be there for others, to be able to travel, to do things, to be there for your for your fans, for your YouTube channel, not just subscribers. I know you like to treat them like family too. I know you do, Larry. That's what I learned. That's what Suzanne and I, but especially me, learned from you. To be there as a family member, not just as a guy who's running subscribers. Jim, I know Jim's there for people, so I'm not arguing about that. What I'm trying to say is that we're there for everybody that's listening. We get to. We know this world is a terrible place, basically, for most of us. And we're just trying to get through it. And you know who helps with that? God first. That's why I say kindness reigns and God's our number one pilot. That's what he does. When you pray to him, like I said, the prayers may not turn out the way you thought, but God reads your heart first. He reads your soul before you even say a word in prayer, whether it's public, silent, or wherever. He already knows what you're thinking. He already knows what you want in your heart, and he'll help you get there. He always does. It's not an issue. So I'm just saying, we're all right the way we are. We're living the way we're saying, what we always say is, leave everything in God's hands. That's what we've been doing. And we're still around. Knock, knock. We're still around. We're here. So, it's what it's about, Larry. It's, Mike, I love you, my brother. I just worry about you and Susan. It's fine, huh? It's fine. We worry about you and Diane. Larry, Larry, you had a heart attack. You lost your best friend in the world next to who you're married to right now, Diane. Okay? We all miss Charlene. I miss Charlene. Charlene knew my mom. You know that. Mom adopted you. Charlene adopted me, Phil, everybody. And she's gone. Larry, next to you and Cheryl. And I lost Cheryl 3 years ago. She's gone. Gone. Without a trace. Gone. Okay? So she's no longer there. And I knew her for almost as long as I known you. Okay? And her mom died. Gladys died. Okay? So Gladys, just like Charlene, rest in peace, were valuable to our family in all ways. Okay? Suzanne lost both her parents a long time ago. By the time she turned 18, mom, dad gone. Nobody. Her sister don't care. None of her family care about her. She only has the one person in this world, which is me. And the cats. Moon Pie Deja Vu. That's it. The three of us. Oh, and mom and dad back home. And you and Diane. And now Lisa and Adam. I mean, they all care about us. That's awesome. I never had so many wonderful family members that still care. Phil and Janet still care. You know, uh, Liz and Corey still care. All of our nieces and nephews. Bernadette and Steve. Everybody we know. Yeah. All the cousins, everybody worry about us every single day. And Pat's getting up there, I mean, she's at 87, Justin's 87. I mean, everybody's getting up there. And eventually, yes, eventually we're going to have to come back. But hopefully, like I said, if something does happen in favor, and I know God will make it happen if it's destined by God to happen, we'll see mom and dad before they pass, which is great. I would love to see them before they do. It's been 8 years. My mom says we're not getting any older. I'm or younger, and you're not getting any younger, and Suzanne's not getting any younger, and we got to see you before we die. I said, okay, mom and dad, we'll do what you can. I know you can't come here to Canada to see us, you know, but we'll accommodate. We can make it. We'll get over there across the border, come see you, and we'll hang out, and you know, and hopefully something like that'll happen. But like I said, we're just gonna leave it in God's hands. That's what we do. Leave everything in God's hands. My wife is a beautiful person overall, every part of her. And as I said, she is my priest. Well, priestess if you want to go real technical, but she's my minister. I can go to her to confess my sins, to confess things I'm feeling, how I'm feeling about certain things. And she can help me through God. God speaks to my wife. He does. He does. And everything I'm doing right now doing is what I'm trying to do in God's plan. Is everything we're doing right now. Will we be able to do some things later? Sure. If it's in God's plan, I leave it to God for everything. That's why we say leave everything in God's hands. We say that because it's true. That's what we have to do. You know. I mean, look at what happened to us last year. I mean, we might not even have been here if not for the fact that you know we have a steady belief in God that delivered us and kept us safe. Yeah. Yeah. Jim says I use a cheap body cam, which everyone needs to record being out and about, which is great. That's what you use, Jim. We appreciate that when you do that. Mike, I love you, my brother. I just worry about you and Susan. Yeah, Suzanne. I know. I record everything. I know you do, Jim. Let's just hope it's not your death that we record, okay? Yeah, yeah. We don't want you to leave us anytime soon, Jim. Okay? And you, Larry, no. You stay around for a while, okay? I mean it, my brother. You, you and James and Frank and Patrick. And Patrick, thank you so much for doing the video with us yesterday. I'd love to do some more live streams with you, dude. Definitely. Uh, and John North and Phil. Um, everybody we knew in our gang. I love them all. You know, I'm still keeping in touch with Frank occasionally. I haven't talked to James, lately, but I'll try. James F. But I'll try if I can find him. I've got his phone number somewhere. I can definitely call him. Um, when I can. But I just want it to be reciprocated. When we call you, and we say, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on?" Whatever. We just every once in a while just need it reciprocated. That's all. Nothing special. Nothing urgent. Just want to know how you're doing. That's all. Larry says yes. I leave everything in God's hands. All right, Mike. Yeah, I gotta get ready to go to the doctor. Unfortunately, Jim, Kevin, Suzanne, love you all, and you too, my brother. I love you too, brother. And send the same love to Diane, and send it to Ronnie, and to Kaya and London. I understand why you want to step away completely from live streaming, and I get that. So now you want to do your adventures. I am all for you, brother, and I have downloaded every single video. Suzanne has seen me. I downloaded everything that you've done on your channel. And I don't do that for just any channel, okay? I've done it for you. I've done it for Lisa because we've met Lisa in person. Like I said, very pleasantly, very wonderful lady. And now she's got a great partner in Adam. So anything they do from now on that Adam and Lisa do, I'm downloading that too. Everything, okay? And, you know, and I consider Larry, you, Diane, Adam, and Lisa our most valued family members, and that you should have your videos out there for me to share, for people to see. And I will do that for Chrissy too. Chrissy there at Brain Benders Banter. She's a former naval officer. Okay, and I was in the Navy. Even though it was for a short time. So I highly respect her. And anything that she does, with her trivia on Wednesdays or her discussion panels on Saturdays, I'm for that. And every once in a while, if I can get a chance to do the Hilljack Happy Hour, those people are nuts, but they're fun, nutty people. Then I get to see them. So, you know, which I appreciate on Tuesdays. That's a lot of fun too. So I truly appreciate that. Absolutely, Larry. I'm going to make sure your legacy stands there on its own merit. I'm going to make sure it stands there for all to see. It's in our liked video list. We have a lot of liked videos there, but I do need to go through them. So in the next few weeks, which is why I'm taking time off here and there, I need to go through that entire thing and delete whatever is not necessary and what is detrimental, and keep only what is positive and uplifting, like your videos and everything else that goes on. So, by the way, how was that last video? Um, the one with Patrick went well. Yeah, the live stream we did. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We celebrated our 16 years together, me and Suzanne. We celebrated Jim's birthday, his 63rd, because Jim is valued member of family now. We resolved our previous differences and anything else we were talking about. Now Jim is a valued member of our family here our at our channel. And that through me and Jim, you met Jim, you met Matt Arnold. He's a great man. I mean, we have uh, we have some wonderful people in our family. We love them all. We care about them all. We hope that they get through life better than they left it. Well, so when they're ready to go and move on to God's heavenly kingdom, they'll leave the world in a better place than anybody else has left it, or anybody else wants to try to leave it. In a better, positive way, and that's how we do it. So yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love that last video in Seligman. Oh no, the one, yeah, on Route 66 I did. That was awesome in Seligman, dude. That's the latest one I've seen so far. And I did download it and saved it. Yes, in Seligman. Yeah. That was cool. Yeah. That was really cool. I like that. Yeah, but the train, I mean, don't get me wrong, brother. You can't help the train, right? Through Interstate 40, which, borders 66. Yeah. You can't help that. That's one of the main train hubs. You can't handle that. Yeah. Yeah, it was elegant. Peach Springs was cool. Yeah, all the military forces around the road represented. Very cool. Yeah. And Hackberry. Yeah, Hackberry was cool. Yeah. Yeah, that was over an hour or so. Yeah. I love that video. Yeah, I did. Dude, I can't wait till you take your long trip. Work on getting better, feeling better, but I want you to take that trip, like I said, on Route 66. Start from Santa Monica, start from the opposite end, go all the way up to Chicago, Illinois. Like I said, when you get closer to Chicago, I'll contact a little bit more my friend PJ Destin, and you meet him in Chicago if you can, and you two hang out at House of Blues. Okay? Do that. I mean, I don't think you've ever seen House of Blues in Chicago. It's beautiful. I used to book. I used to make hotel reservations as a package. There was a Clarion Hotel in Chicago, which I used to make packages that would include nights at House of Blues. You definitely should check it out. Yeah,
And get your Chicago style pizza.
and get the Chicago style pizza and show that off on the video. I'll be jealous, but hey, go ahead and do that. Jim says we break. LOL. Yeah. Uh, Larry says, all right, everybody take care. I gotta go. Love you all. Good luck with your please, sir, with your appointment, doctor's appointment. Let us know how that went, okay, brother? Leave me a message on Facebook Messenger, or if I'm available, give me a call. Let me know through Facebook, okay? Or call me on my phone. You have my phone number, my original one. I don't want to say it here, but you have it. So call me if you can, okay? Love you, Larry. You take care of yourself. Okay. So as I said, folks, not much else will be coming up after today. Um, as I said, we're taking March 8th off. for a little bit while I go through my different videos. I have a big library. I have a lot of things to cover, so I got to go through a lot of stuff. Keep busy on that. Uh, like I said, we're preparing every day as if we know that fatal call will come, where she has to go in and get her first knee operated on. So we're waiting for that call to happen from her doctor or whoever is going to do it. Um, and then I've got to do a lot more to help. And I've been trying. I've been trying to help her as much as I can. Right now, she's doing laundry. We had a lot of laundry we left behind, and we need to do that. So, alrighty. So here's what's going to happen, at least for the next couple weeks. On March 15th, as I said, not this coming Sunday, but a week later, we will be doing a live stream, which will involve our friends Crazy Horse and Alice. We're going to talk about cats, the musical, the play, the movie, even an opera. Yeah, I think there's a Cats opera out there somewhere. I don't know. But we have a lot of material of that. So that'll be our official next live stream. Now, as far as, like I said, I'm going to try my best to move up the last season of Get Smart doing these reviews, these episodes, to 1st of April, to next month, because we might have a little more time to do stuff in April. So, for now, just kind of keep an eye out. Like I said, make sure you hit all notifications, okay, as well as subscribe, like, and share so that you'll know when a live stream or a live webcam like this comes up. You'll know. So, just keep that open. Um, so, like I said, so for right now, the next live stream, March 15th at 5 p.m., I'm going to set that up in a few minutes here. Also, maybe during that time, I might fit in one or two videos talking about Starfleet Academy and what I've seen already. No spoilers, but I'll let you know the characters, the actors or actresses involved in the final four episodes, which covers episode 7, 8, 9, and 10. So when I've seen all of those final episodes, we'll talk about that real quickly. Let you know who was involved, who was there, basic trivia, whatever is available from IMDb, and then that's it. So at least for this month. And as I said, we're gonna go see our special friends Adam and Lisa on Sunday, March 22nd, sometime. So that'll be fun. All right, you too, Larry. Take care from Kevin, and great to see you, Larry. Take care of yourself. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Larry. Again, my brother, for being here. Um, we love everybody in the family. My beautiful Suzanne being here to help out in the chat with me today. Thank you, my love. Mwah. Love you. Mwah. And our cats, Moonpie and Deja Vu. So, as my beautiful wife says, leave everything in God's hands. As my awesome brother Larry says, uh, always be yourself. As Jim and Matt, Jim's Landscape and Matt Arnold brothers helped me out and said, remember, you'll never know where you'll hear or see me next. So don't forget to ring that bell. Okay? All right. And of course, peace from Mikey Sue's, and of course, our beautiful cats, Moonpie and Deja Vu. And last but not least, Gene, who said, and now the aisle's closed. So thank you, Gene Siskel, and your family foundation for allowing me to say that at the end of every single, excuse me, since I started this, every single video or live stream I've done and live webcam. So thank you very much. All right, so everybody take care of yourself. We love you all. And don't forget, be safe out there. There's still some leftover vestiges of winter, rain, snow, freezing rain. And also, we dedicate this final video today for a while to our friends Alice and Crazy Horse. They are going through severe power outages down there in North Carolina. So we want to say lots of prayers for them. We want to pray for the victims of the Austin disaster there in Texas, as well as what happened in Pakistan and in other areas of the world. So for all those victims and their families, we say, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, may they all rest in God's love, and may all these families be able to survive and recover and lead better lives. So with all that, we ask, in the name of God, amen and amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. There we go. And we're all done. Okay. Everybody take care. We'll see you next time when we come back on ChattyBloggerMS, which of course stands for Mikey Sue's. And everybody, we love you. Take care of yourselves. We appreciate, like I said, as I mentioned earlier, for all your love, all your prayers, and all your support to this channel. 76 people strong, 76 family members strong, and we're just continuing to build. So take care, everybody. God bless.